What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And it's Christmas time, and I know that means a lot of people are going to be getting Nintendo Switches. So I thought it would be important today to take a moment to sit down and ask yourself the question, which model of the Nintendo Switch would fit your needs best? Technically, there are three different versions on the market. There's the original model, which can be hacked for a homebrew, so that's an option. There's the revision, and then there is the Switch Lite. I'm going to talk about all three versions here. So starting off with my original Nintendo Switch, which surprisingly still turned on. And I'll show you why that's such a surprise, because this version has been with me since launch day, and it has gone through quite a beating. In fact, you take a look here on the back, you will realize the plastic is cracked, the plastic is missing from the vent. You can literally get to the back of the system right now. That's how broken down the system is. So it's currently in its retired age. The only advantage over this, over the new revised version, is that this one is technically hackable. If you go through the what I believe to be laborious process of hacking the system, you can run homebrewed stuff. And there is quite a bit of homebrewed stuff. So you should look into it and determine whether or not you want to go through the difficulty of getting an older revision version with the hardware failure in it, or if you want to get the newest revision. That's the only reason you would want to try to go to eBay or try to find one of the older versions of the Switch, the launch version of the Switch. And here's the thing, I'm 90% sure eventually they will figure out how to hack the new revision anyway, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. But I thought it would just be cool for you guys to look at my dinosaur. Francis, as you know, the character Francis I do, has thrown the Switch so many times. But I will say, if you want to talk about durability, if you're worried about getting one of these for your kids, look at the heck I have put mine through. And it still works. So good job, Nintendo. You made a very robust system. Here's the new Nintendo Switch revision, and I do think this is my recommendation if you can afford the $300. This is the one I've kept docked pretty much since I got it, and I've been playing Ring Fit Adventures on it quite a bit. Pretty good. So here's the things that this can do that a Switch Lite cannot do. Number one, you get the detachable Joy-Cons with HD rumble. And this is important because the Joy-Cons can have a problem called drifting, where the controller just basically constantly drifts to one side even when you're not hitting the analog button. So if a controller breaks on the Nintendo Switch, you can just send that controller to the manufacturer. That's not a luxury you have with the Switch Lite. The other huge feature is that you can dock this classic Switch and play it on your television. So for your $300, the difference between this and a Switch Lite is you get the detachable Joy-Cons, and you also get the Switch dock, and then you can play this one on your television. So if you think you would prefer the HD rumble, if you think you would like to have detachable Joy-Cons, and you think you would like to ever connect it to a television, this is the choice for you. But I understand not everybody wants those features, and some people can't afford $300, so the Switch Lite at $200 is going to be appealing to you. So let's talk about that. Obviously, the Switch Lite has a considerably smaller screen. Now, I'm glad to say that even with my terrible old eyes, I'm still very capable of reading most texts on this game. I've been playing Pokemon, and I have no trouble reading the text on Pokemon. I played through Luigi's Mansion on this system as well, and I played a few other games like Slay the Spire, which are very text-driven, and I can proudly say that I'm still able to read this size of screen, but your vision may vary. This system is fairly durable, and it's considerably smaller, which is nice if you're the kind of person that wants to try to put it in the backpack, travel with you, carry it with you. You've seen probably photos of me carrying mine in my pocket. So this is much more convenient as a traveling system, which is good because I just started a travel channel, and I'm traveling quite a lot. Battery life seems to be a little bit better on this system as well, but the drawbacks are definitely there, and it's something that I want to warn you about. If you make this purchase, you can't buy a Switch dock and then connect it to a Switch dock. You will never be able to put this on the television as it currently stands. There's no way to do it currently. Secondly, there is no HD rumble features, which is a pain in the butt for some games. Now, those games do generally have workarounds inside them, and you can buy a second set of Joy-Cons, which retail from $70 to $80 for the most part. But at that point, why not spend the money to get a full basic revision version of the Switch? I do think this serves best as a second Nintendo Switch. I use this as a second Switch, and I think it's fantastic. If you're only ever going to purchase one, I think this is the best decision unless size is really, really important to you, or the $100 difference is really, really important to you. But I'll tell you, one of the most frustrating experiences I've had with it being a second Nintendo Switch is I did not realize at the time that Pokemon would not have cloud saves. And Nintendo did a good job of warning us, and maybe they'll revert that at some point, and maybe they already have, but as of the recording of this, I cannot figure out how to get my cloud save off of this Switch onto the one where I can put it on the television, or more importantly, stream Pokemon or capture gameplay. It was a mistake, in my case, to load my Switch game here, and I can't go back and forth between the Switches, and I find that horribly, horribly frustrating. That said, that's not a drawback I think a lot of people are going to have. So if size and money are important to you, and television docking and rumbling is not an argument for you, then the Switch Lite is not a bad choice. So there you go. The Nintendo Switch has proven to be very, very durable. It's got a great game library. I highly recommend it. These days, when a game doesn't come out on the Nintendo Switch, I get frustrated because that means I can't play it while I'm traveling. And I really prefer to play games that way, or play them in bed, or play them while I'm watching television on my Nintendo Switch. So put more games on the Switch, third-party developers. That said, I think the best bang for your buck, the $300, is best spent getting the revision version of the Switch. I think very few people are going to want a Switch Lite over this. Only somebody who cares about a much smaller system, doesn't mind a smaller screen, doesn't ever want to put it on television, and doesn't want to worry about the HD rumble aspect. But again, one of the biggest issues that I worry about with the Switch is the Switch Lite, the Joy-Con drift. If this console gets drift, I can't just send in a Joy-Con to get repaired. I have to send in the entire system, which means if this is the only system you have, you've got no video games to play for the couple of weeks it takes for Nintendo to get everything sorted for you. So Joy-Con drift is a very real issue. Before you purchase the system, I would definitely look more into it. But I understand that there are plenty of budget gamers out there. The difference between $200 and $300 is a big, big difference, and it might be worth the sacrifice for you. So let me know in the comment section below which you think is the better Nintendo Switch, which is the Switch of your choice. I would absolutely love to know. I'm so grateful, by the way, as usual, and I'm so wonderfully happy that you guys have put me in a position where I can afford 3 Nintendo Switches so that I can do reviews like this for you. And the way that you make that happen is by hitting subscribe down below, hitting that notification bell so you can see videos like this when they get uploaded. And while you're down there, leave a comment. Let me know which Switch you decided to get and if this video helps you out in any ways. Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. Remember to go play Switch.